and welcome to Lunchtime Politics, reaching you live from our global headquarters here in the nation's commercial nerve center, Lagos. I'm Jeffrey Uzoma. Yes, what's coming up on the program? Hours after an FCT High Court nullified the Rivers State Government 2024 budget presented by Governor Siminalayi Fubara, another High Court in the FCT orders all parties to maintain status quo. The People's Democratic Party governorship candidate in Kaduna State believes justice was not served by the Supreme Court, but asks supporters to remain calm. And the All Progressives Congress National Chairman, Mr. Abdullahi Ganduje, flags off campaigns ahead of the Yobe East Senatorial District by-election. We begin the tracking of the polity with the President's directive to the management of the Nigeria Education Loan Fund, NEL Fund, to expand its focus area by extending interest-free loans to Nigerian students interested in skill development programs. President Bola Tinubu gave the directive at the State House after a briefing from the Executive Secretary of the fund, Mr. Akintunde Sawyer, on the build-up to the launch of the program later in the month. According to the President, it is important for the scheme to accommodate those who may not want to pursue university education, explaining that skill acquisition is as important as obtaining undergraduate and graduate academic qualifications.
This act, effectively the intention behind it is to ensure that the reason for not being able to go on and further your education at the tertiary level is not for the lack of finance. This law seeks to bridge the gap between desire to study and capacity to go further. It seeks to bridge that gap if the gap is one that is created by lack of finance, lack of funding. This intervention will affect the lives of many Nigerian youth, because that's usually the bracket that want to further their education. What I want to say to you is that this has been done with a lot of thought. So in application and in applying for this loan, there is zero human intervention. In other words, there is an app. The applicant will go onto a portal. They will engage with that app.
The essence of education tax is to consolidate and restore education integrity and quality in Nigeria. And in fulfilling that part of the heart, so that is why Education Tax Fund is one of the sources of funding by God's grace that we use actually to propel and execute this laudable program.
Now, away from that, ahead of the February the 3rd by-election scheduled to hold in different parts of the country, the national chairman of the All Progressives Congress, Mr. Abdullahi Ganduje, says his party is committed and willing to support all its candidates across the nation. Mr. Ganduje disclosed this at the mega rally held in Damaturu, the Yobe State capital, organized to canvass support for the APC candidate of the Yobe East Senatorial District election, Mr. Musa Mustafa.
We believe this contest is a matter of time, because you are united, because you are focused. You even nominated your senatorial district through consensus. When you told me there would be consensus, I said, well, you know, many people are interested. You said, yes, many people are interested, but they would be convinced. And finally, that is what happened. So we are so proud of you. We assure you, our party in the national headquarters will give you every assistance, every cooperation to ensure that we win this senatorial seat, inshallah. We are committed to this, and we are committed to all other elections all over the country. Elections that are taking place on the 3rd of February this month, inshallah.
Now, candidates of the Labour Party in the September 2nd, 2023 Edo local government election, whose petition failed at the Edo State Local Government Election Petition Tribunal, have decried the tribunal's failure to release the certified true copies of the judgment 3 weeks after the judgment was delivered. 2 of the 18 candidates who spoke with Channels Television in Benin City, the Edo State capital, claimed that the delay in the release of the CTC in the judgment is hindering their plans to file appeals to the judgment.
We have been coming to court to secure the certified true copy of the judgments in the Election Petition Tribunal that was delivered on the 29th of December 2023. It's so surprising that up till this moment, we are able to secure the judgment from the court, the tribunal. Now, after the judgment on the 29th, there is a stipulated 30 days period within which an appeal must be registered. They have deprived us that opportunity of registering an appeal. And now it's 21 days since that judgment was delivered. We have just 9 days. Yet, there is no hope in sight that the tribunal is willing to give us this judgment so that we can enter our appeal at the court of second instance.
So I'm so surprised, and it's so disheartening to understand that the judiciary has come so low to this extent. A judgment that was delivered on the 29th, the CTC of that judgment is yet to be given to the petitioners. I think the whole world should come to Edo State to ask the judiciary what is happening, what are they doing. We need the CTC of this judgment in order for us to pursue our case at the appeal level. Because right now, what they are doing, they are suppressing our rights. It's in the purview of our right to have that judgment. If we cannot get that judgment, the CTC of the judgment, we cannot pursue our case at the other courts.
Let's stay with Edo Labour Party, where the cost of expression of interest and nomination forms of that party in the state is still generating controversy among some governorship aspirants after the party pegged its expression of interest and nomination forms at 30 million naira. That is 5 million for expression of interest and 25 million for nomination forms. One of the 30 aspirants, Mr. Egbe Omorodion, who was on the show yesterday, is kicking against the high cost of the form, maintaining that it has to be reviewed downward to encourage better participation. Joining us to discuss the issue as far as that nomination form cost or price is concerned is the Publicity Secretary in the State of Labour Party, Mr. Sam Uropa, is joining us via Zoom. Mr. Uropa, thank you so much for coming on the program.
Thank you. It's my pleasure to be with you this hour. Thank you.
All right, Mr. Uropa, let me start with the very question I asked Mr. Omorodion yesterday, which was the basis for pegging this nomination form at 30 million naira. So maybe as a party, you could explain to the audience or the public exactly why it is 30 million naira.
It's okay. Thank you. I'm surprised that Prince Egbe Omorodion is the one complaining. Ordinarily, as an aspirant, if at all he has any observation, he should have come straight to the party to register his observation. As I speak to you, the party in its wisdom is meeting with the aspirant from the various senatorial districts. It started on the 18th. We met with the aspirant from Edo Central on the 22nd, which is yesterday, the aspirant from Edo South. And today we are meeting with the aspirant from Edo North, where issues of this nature can also, any observation can be raised. But Prince Egbe Omorodion, who is an aspirant, is not in any of this meeting. And the first and the best place for him to register is observation or is this thing is the channel television. Well, he's entitled to that. So opinion and the choice of expressing his opinion. However, the expression of interest and nomination form from available parts available to us, a Labour Party is relatively on the lower side. 25,000 for the nomination, 5,000 for the expression of interest form. It's not in any way outrageous. APCs are almost at 50 million, 25 million for expression, nomination, 5 million for expression of interest. That's 30 million. And I think PDP is also within that range, or if not more than. And the rituals in all other parties, the rituals aspirant pass through, the order, they pass through until getting to the point of talking of nomination form. You have spent a lot of money, but in Labour Party, it's not like that. So I see no reason why Prince Egbe Omorojo should have taken his campaign or his grievances to the channel television in the first place, instead of coming to the party as an aspirant.
All right, Mr. Orokpo, so that we put this in proper context, it wasn't just Channels TV. I saw it on the dailies as well, which was the premise of asking him those questions, and he made his point very clear. And he also said, hold on. Mr. Orokpo, if you can just let me, so that you can respond to the question.
Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, just hold on, sir. What I'm saying is the fact that, and not just Channels TV, other platforms as well, he's made that complaint. And he said he had actually reached out, because I asked him whether he's reached out. He said he's making an appeal to the leadership of the party to consider scaling it down or reviewing it downwards. But the other question will be, his approach is, this is supposed to be a socialist party, which is supposed to be an all-inclusive party. Why the high cost? Even though maybe the APC or the PDP, if they are more expensive, why can't it come down?
Of course, the Labour Party is indeed a socialist party, the party for social democracy, that is not in any way tailored to exclude some sections of the society or some sections of the people from participating in the processes. And so that is why, as I speak to you, we have almost 31 to 32 aspirants on our list, the highest number of aspirants in our platform. That is because we are so accommodating, and our policies and programs and our party ideologies are people-oriented. And so the price of the form is not an excuse for one to say Labour Party has gone overboard, and why don't they say they are formed for 2,000-3,000 naira for everybody to aspire? No, of course, when the party is at the national level, considering the exigencies of things and the time of what to do, they consider so many things, have so many variables in place before arriving at that price. So one expected that, even if it's not comfortable, and I think he is the first aspirant that is making this complaint and taking it to the media on dailies, the national dailies and other press is pleasure. Which, as I earlier said, that it should have come to the party to rub mind or to say one or two things with the leadership of the party. And as I speak to you, I left a meeting with other aspirants to come and attend to this Zoom link, this Zoom call. We are aspirants. So these discussions like this cannot also be out of place if he was here. The point I'm making is that he's entitled to whatever views and opinions, but the best place would have been to come to the party and to say all this. But he's not here with the aspirant we are meeting with. Now, what is aspiration? Okay, go ahead, sir.
Okay, just because we're totally out of time, Mr. Rokwa, so that you can get back to your meeting. But just a quick one. Are you thinking of reviewing it downward? Just straight answer. Are you going to bring it down? You're going to leave it at 30 million naira? Oh.
Anyway, that is a decision for the National Working Committee to look at. In their wisdom, they are pegging it at that. If by tomorrow anything is going to be considered, it's also to be considered at that level. And remember, the expression of interest, the women are not to pay for expression of interest. Women are only for the nomination. So look at the consideration we have given to the general public to come and make use of our platform.
All right, Mr. Sam Urokpa, Labour Party Publicity Secretary in Edo State, joining us to discuss the issue of the cost of the expression of interest and nomination forms of the party. I have more questions for you, but hey, I understand we do not have the luxury of time. We'll go on a quick break. When we come back, we'll switch gears now. There's a lot going on with the Rivers State House of Assembly. That will be the focus of our conversation when we come back after this break. Join us again. Welcome back. Let's get to the controversy in the Rivers State House of Assembly, where Justice Joyce Abdul-Malik of the Federal High Court, Abuja, has ordered all the parties in the Assembly crisis to maintain status quo. In a ruling, Justice Abdul-Malik directed the parties not to take further steps, pending the determination of an application that is seeking to stop Governor Siminalayi Fubara from representing the 2024 budget of the state before the Legislative House. Justice Abdul-Malik fixed February the 28th to hear the application, which was brought before the court by 6 elders of the state. The plaintiffs in the matter, led by a member of the Rivers State House of Assembly representing Bonny State constituency, Mr. Victor Okojumbo, also in that suit is Senator Bennett Birabi, Senator Andrew Chendo, Rear Admiral Ochegime Fingesi, Ankyo Briggs, and Emmanuel Deima. They had approached the court through their lawyer, Lukoyede Ajilo, praying it to declare vacant the seat of 27 lawmakers in the state who defected from the People's Democratic Party to the APC. Recall that Justice James Omotosho of the Federal High Court had on Monday nullified the 800 billion naira budget signed into law by the Rivers State Governor Siminalayi Fubara. The judge says the court found it strange that the governor, in his words, would destroy the Rivers State House of Assembly building as well as present an appropriation bill to 4 lawmakers and declare the presentation of that bill to the 4 lawmakers as void. Well, that is why we call it the Rivers Legal Conundrum. We're being joined on the program by the National Youth Council of Nigeria chairman in Rivers State, Mr. Chijioke Ihunwo, who is joining us from Port Harcourt via Zoom. Mr. Ihunwo, thank you for coming on the program.
Thank you.
We're going to make this as quick as possible because of time. So how are you internalizing all of this? I know you are pro-Siminalayi Fubara, a big supporter of the governor. With all these court cases coming through, how are you responding and your people that are supporting the governor?
Well, Rivers people, we are okay and we are fine. And we are going to continue to support His Excellency, the governor of our state, Siminalayi Joseph Fubara, because we are doing the right thing. And that we are going to continue to support the governor. The judgment we had yesterday, the earlier one that was saying they have nullified the budget, and the second one came in that status quo should remain. Well, for us in Rivers State, our stand is this. As and when that budget was presented, there was a court order by Justice Danagogo recognizing Right Honorable Edison Ehie as the Speaker of the Rivers State House of Assembly. And the governor presented the budget, and the budget was passed and signed into law by then the former Speaker of the State Assembly. There was a court order that Edison Ehie is the duly recognized Speaker in the State Assembly when that budget was passed. So what they are doing, what the other judgment that came in, that the governor should present the budget, I think we didn't accept that. The other judgment that came in said status quo should remain, and the matter was adjourned for February 28th of this month, of next month. So we want to urge Rivers people to remain calm, and the challenges we are facing now will soon be over because we elected the governor of Rivers State. It is our mandate. We voted for him, and are going to continue to support what the governor is doing because the governor is doing the right thing. It's part of distraction. I know that those who are distracting the governor because the governor has a lot of projects initiated by him to be carried out, but they are trying to distract the governor. I'm hoping that after the Supreme Court judgment, a lot of things will take place and Rivers State will move forward and our development will continue because the governor represents young people. And that is why you see Rivers people are fully supporting the governor because he's a good person.
Talking about the governor doing the right thing and following through with whatever the governor does as a supporter of the governor has said that this resolution that was the beginning of all of this when we saw that resolution come to the public is not as bad as is being portrayed. And in fact, the next day it actually said it's going to follow through. And the sixth provision in that resolution says the governor, Safubara, shall represent the budget to the properly constituted Rivers State House of Assembly. We've seen the House of Assembly members scream. The commissioners that resigned voluntarily, some on personal reasons, we've seen them scream, although we've not seen them in the cabinet meeting. And now this judgment, and we're waiting for the 28th to see the outcome. My question is, if the governor follows through with the decision that was reached with the president, as supporters, would you feel betrayed? Would you feel like you were left high and dry?
No, you see, the decision of the governor after meeting with Mr. President, and the governor called and said, look, we must embrace peace. And that is what we are doing. We are not going to feel betrayed because what we want is peace in our state. And the governor is our leader. Whatever decision the governor takes is for the interest of Rivers people. And we must abide by whatever the governor, who is our principal, has said. The governor has told us going to abide by the resolution of Mr. President because the president is the father of this nation. So that we'll have peace in our state. And the resolution, as I speak to you, the governor has started it by releasing funds to the members of the State Assembly. The governor has also asked the Assembly, the former commissioner who voluntarily resigned from office without being sacked, has also been screened by the State Assembly. And Right Honorable Edison here has resigned as the Speaker and also as member of the State Assembly. That's his sacrifice for peace. So we are going to support the decision of the governor because he is our father. And what we want is peace in Rivers State. We cannot be betrayed because we are working for a man. We are working for a man that has conscience. What has conscience?
All right, just a quick one. If you can respond to this in 30 seconds. There are people who may not agree with you in that state that are saying this is cowardice on the part of the governor. What would you tell them? Well,
like I said before, the governor cannot be a coward. The governor is a man that is kind-hearted. He loves Rivers people. He wants peace in our state. If we go by not obeying the instruction of Mr. President, my brother, I don't realize there will be a lot of crisis. But what we want is peace. So I want to appeal to Rivers people that they should be calm, that we have a governor that wants peace in our state, and we must follow due process and support whatever our principal has directed.
All right, thank you so much for coming on the program, Mr. Chijioke Hunwo, chairman of the National Youth Council of Nigeria in Rivers State. We thank you for your thoughts and for coming on the program. Wish you well.
Thank you. Thank you.
Let's move on now. In the aftermath of the Supreme Court judgment, which affirmed the election of Governor Uba Sani of Kaduna State, the candidate of the People's Democratic Party in that election, Mr. Isa Ashiru, says that justice was not served by the Apex Court's verdict. Addressing a news conference at his campaign office in the state, the PDP governorship candidate said he and his supporters remain united as they strategize for future elections.
I met with stakeholders and told them to remain law-abiding and let us continue. We are in politics not for ourselves, but to better our state, given the opportunity. Now that this has happened, we will not be deterred. We still have by-election ahead of us on the 3rd, and we urge all our supporters to come out and vote peacefully. Ours is about peaceful coexistence and no more. PDP is still on ground. We have not lost the election, but what came, we have accepted in good faith. As far as I'm concerned, I have not lost the election. The good people of Kaduna voted me, and we had hiccup along the road. That's why we took the judicial process to make sure that we get our mandate back. But as God will have it, God has done his own way, and I accepted it in good faith. In politics, whosoever told you that it is done, that one is too selfish. I'm in politics not about myself, but about the good people of Kaduna State.
That's it on the program. Thank you so much for your time and, of course, your usual company. I'm Jeffrey Uzama. You've been served on Lunchtime Politics.